Welcome everyone to another open source ARM toolchain video, perfecting our Linux distribution here live on this channel. Actually, why do I go live and only then notice that this again moved? So previous video continuation here. Making T2 one of the best ARM supported distributions, and you would think after all those fixes the last week and today this stuff would finally build, but no, it does still not freaking compute. And for maybe both ARM builds differently, so one ARM build here proceeds until Firefox. We can actually theoretically I wanted to be better. Actually, does it really help me? It doesn't. Okay, fine. Because I usually touch the log file, but let's better touch the log file, because actually then you see that it's a zero size. Let's this build continue while we tackle the other one. So that ARM version 7 build errors out with instruction prefix, whatever stuff. Maybe that is only handwritten, human written assembly. Let this build continue. We will maybe patch that away in a second. The other fails for Rust already, the ARM version 5 TE. Of exactly what I said previously, I'm not amazed of neither the LLVM hard-coded list of toolchain, path probing and prefix probing stuff. And also here this Rust, that this is so low-tech and strange. I don't know what they're thinking, that they have here all this toolchain Rust module files, and as I mentioned, it didn't exist, and I thought that does exist, but because 5, the issue is all this duplication here. This should have been, in my opinion, yes, I understand it is better for supporting cross-compilation out of the box, but what does it help you if all your specific targets are not there, right? So, and also, like, I would rather, like, as it's a 99% feature of 99% of the people don't use, and then when I use it, like I or other embedded people, then it doesn't have the matching toolchain anyway, right? For half of the time. So I would rather prefer that it, like GCC and so on, instead of supporting everything but mine, actually would use the toolchain I give it, like ARM version 5 TE, T2 Linux. Yeah. So let's copy that. Because basically, did I copy the whole path? Oh no, I didn't. All right, I copied that here already. So how did we usually do that? So I guess we need to copy that. So the thing is, maybe we copy, so that is basically fix file. Does our fix file work with non-existing files? Maybe I need to fix that too. So basically that, right? And then let's CP can, okay, it does not work. It's not existing. Maybe I need to, like 25 years later, you need to patch such exotic things that even you need to improve your file patching thing. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait. I take this back. Fix file. Maybe I actually had. Let's try that again. Oh, wait. Is it even? What do I do here? Hard flow. Is this right? Oh, this still doesn't work. Okay, so let's try to tackle that with and like do it manually. Let's copy the ARM6. That should have one. version 6, does it not? Version 6 unknown. Wait, they don't also have Linux there? Oh, come on. Why do they only have version 7 unknown Linux? So that also means that ARM version. So it's like oh. And that is my frustration, right? The best of the industry produce something like that, but it's probably fine. Oh wait, they have ARM version 7a. Wait, but this is not on Linux. Okay, fine. How many Linux do they even have here? Oh wait, we need ARM Linux. And the question is also, how much of this random stuff do you want to see? This is basically my or other embedded Linux maintainers' daily job, right? Daily bread and butter of working with stuff that should just work. So basically they only have ARM versions. So are we again the first people who do ARM version 6 and 5 Linux maybe? So that would mean copy ARM version 7 Linux and basically theoretically both, but let's only do, so we have 6, right? Do we even have? Because I sort of lose the overview of. So I mean they have, ironically, is this like what Debian supports or what strange? Wait, they even have ARM version T unknown Linux GNU EABI. So they have ARM version 4 and 5 TE, but okay, let's diff. Then let's, as they have version 5 TE GNU EABI, then let's diff ARM version 7 unknown Linux GNU EABI, and so the difference is here the target. Without some mode, neon or hard float. So they have here version 7 soft float. So they have version 7 thumb, soft float minus neon. Okay. I guess we can, so soft float. Let's see what they have for ARM version 6. Unknown. Wait, they don't, I thought they have. Was it only 5 TE? So that is 5 TE. Yeah, so they have here soft float. So I guess we could wait a second. So why is this, by the way? All right, this is okay. Okay, then let's copy that to hard float. And do here, okay, this is still building. By the way, if you are into Ryzen stuff and general following our stuff here, so I again further overclocked the memory because I wanted some extra performance. I'm scratching 25k Geekbench score. And I plugged in my old RX 480 or so and disabled the iGPU. Disabling the iGPU somehow does not have a performance effect as far as I could instantly find. I would have thought some memory stuff would have some memory bandwidth utilization, but I would still hope it. I mean, I hope it's clock gated off fully. It so far. Let's see what uptime we get with that tuning. But yeah, a little bit 2% faster build times of this massive stuff. So, which vector floating point 2 or so. Vector floating point. Which one is? Here. So that is vector floating point 2. All right. I think the other was totally abandoned. So 5 TE should be possible to have that, I would hope. So let's hope that is vector floating point version 2. If this doesn't build, we will see. ABI hard float. I hope that should be. And here is hard float. Strict line, yada yada. So we had here version 7, vector floating point 3. I guess that could work. And maybe let's also modify. Maybe I should have instantly. Did they had any ARM version 6 or only 4? And that is the thing, right? They have this for like free and NetBSD and stuff, but no. So here they have version 6 VFP 2. So maybe we copy that instantly too. So let's dev null for this new files for Rust spec ARM version 5 TE unknown Linux, and our Automagic stuff will recreate that for T2 Linux, because obviously we are not like one of the 1952 unknown Linux distributions. We are obviously top 10 material here, so we will get a proper vendor prefix for reasons. GNU EABI hard float, and then we manually diff that for Rust C for what other, let's call this ARM version 5. Should be like 6, or would be best version 5, 6. Patch. So version 5, 6. GNU E. And the other, I will simply duplicate here of ARM, reading the same file in again, and then manually adding. I'm a huge fan of manual editing patches, feeling lucky. So version 6, was it version? I need to check my own Arch triplets here. Not that we would test build that, but let's maybe Firefox check with Arch target here. That is, yeah, version 7 without any other. So version 6 unknown Linux GNU EABI hard float. And welcome everyone for version 6. And if you find any typo in this stuff, then leave me in the comments below. Did we check that? Yeah, so that probably should have thumb, right? Why does the other not have thumb? Or maybe thumb is the default. Maybe. I mean, if it doesn't link, we will see. So, does it make sense? ARM version 6 unknown Linux GNU. I mean, does this crazy arch triplets of GNU EABI hard float is like a crazy incompatible complexity of optional ARM features and variants. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Let's test with ARM version 5. Also, tiny user question, right? Hey, do you have ARM version 5? Yeah, theoretically, except bring a whole bunch of fix, quirks, hacks, and features. So, that worked. Amazing. Everything else. Also, 2022, right? After 25 years in the making of me working day and night, usually weekends, New Year's, Sylvester's, birthdays, or Christmas. And yes, that is not a joke. You just watch the history, right? You see me here live on YouTube, done this here for 25 years. And everything builds except Rust sometimes, LLVM sometimes, or GCC sometimes, and certainly Firefox, right? 2022, welcome to the future that is a Linux desktop. Let's take a look at Firefox. Because again, everything now freaking builds TM except freaking Firefox. Can't make this nonsense up. And so this was assembly stuff. And also we need to patch that. This is not ideal. That is our own, also this is only since the only constant is change and regressions, right? This is my own change from the morning. And of course, with all the complexities, passing here for Rust and LLVM, the CPU option, and now we need to build with this crazy stuff because FP and SIMD is not default in GCC, and now we end up with this crazy nonsense. And also, yeah, theoretically, I would even say this is even in Rust and LLVM bug that, I mean, I don't like it for GCC. I would even call it a GCC bug and implementation deficiencies that we even need to pass this craziness. I'm so close to even patching GCC to default to FP and SIMD. But what is supported in GCC, I for sure said this before, right? The crazy stuff of two tool chains, which it is amazing that we have the choice, but then why does LLVM clang? I understand GCC is not amazing and strange, and that is not ideal, but why does LLVM not implement the same stuff? So question there, how to advise to start it with development as a school student. My recurring number one advice is get started with what you like to do. It's nothing like I tell you, get started with a microkernel, get started with some drivers. No, get started with what you are interested in. If you're interested in a compiler, get started with compiler. If you're interested in Linux kernel, get started with Linux kernel, and then usually do what you like or what is missing. If you have a bug of something that annoys you, it's audio, GPU, and then read some blogs, books, or just the source code. So yeah, we need to, this is like ignoring processors. It is not ideal, but we will patch that later. So what fails here is, also what's going on here, couldn't find, so it still can't find that specifications that we're just supposed to patch in there. Let's see if we patch that correctly. So we patch there some, oh wait, do we need, Shit, maybe we even need to patch this bloody definition into the global file. But anyway, this kind of looks okay. Why does it not? Or is it now? Okay, it doesn't know this target, so we need to also patch this into wherever the bloody target list was, which is, yeah, I should have remembered that, but excuse me with my brain full with this complexity that is this random peak bugs and failing source code. I can't remember each and every detail. I guess we have a I46 target, so where do we patch that in? If, oh, this is probably that. So yeah, that's obviously that one, probably. Yeah. Yeah. And let's do that again. Ah, Firefox, wrong, wait, are we? Muscle memory typing the wrong. So ARM version 5. Let's duplicate hard float. Entertaining you so much, I already start to speak here uncontrolled nonsense. Isn't that not amazing technology? If that is not the state of the art compiler technology, then I don't know what is. And then we also have that here. I mean, very theoretically, we would need to duplicate that for soft float, but that is for another day. But yeah, don't. I also wonder, there's some targets are like totally nonsense. It's like, I don't know if that is an industry standard. I've never used that, but maybe it's a sump in the Rust invention. I don't know. GNU version 6. Version 6 unknown. Linux GNU EABI. Probably. I could have used the same patch file, but I want to read this into the beginning probably, just because a little bit of perfection. It's ARM stuff here, so I want to have this first, just because. And let's try that again. Also, if you want to have some nice load stuff, then that is there, except on macOS it looks like garbage. Or at least, yeah, not like garbage, but not perfect. But although actually maybe it looks better now that I use comic code instead of Monaco or whatever. So here, Firefox. Yeah, so that is probably that error, and so is this Clang versus GCC? But I'm also like, basically I'm not, it's like, yeah, you had me at 2022 and people can't agree. Either they can't agree on assembler syntax, or nobody built this in a while. But I'm not wasting my time. In my opinion, in 2022, it is not state of the art that we still need to mess around with handwritten, human-written assembly. At least I think it is. I think it was some. Where even is the? I mean, it is possible. I mean, either that or it's thumb versus whatever. But I thought it is. That is the thing of this standard parsing. The standard stuff here is, yeah, so unified CPP. I would hope it is that one, or yeah, so it probably should be that one, but it is hard to see. So libuiv, and welcome everyone. Double I typo where just came from work. Thank you for the double I typo. Maybe there. Ah, there probably maybe probably that one, right? Do we have another one? But it is also crazy that I, with my not unsuccessful, not one man, as Debian people like to call it, with my tiny, or not so tiny anymore distribution, in 2022 need to add this target that, I mean, sure, maybe nobody builds version 6 stuff anymore, but, and that is theoretically the thing of this reproducible and like this, like one epic thread wrapping, compiling through that into ours. That is a T2 system development environment, right? The recurring benefits here of one person can do this as an after work hobby or cheers. And in general, I would also, if I would be an author and maintainer of this Rust stuff, I would simply not write it like that, right? I would generate, I would parameterize that and generate this, right? For me, this is like a total no-go of hard coding all these target definition files. This is so alien to me. We have here probability E, which is why this is not auto-completing. Let's see if we have, is it just there or no? The Rust error, thank you very much. Yeah, there is a double I, it's probably that one that you saw. Thank you for that. We found it ourselves. And so for that, let's maybe copy that. Maybe someone has a patch for that. So this is in lib YUV somewhere. There is some object here, so that probably should be that. The question is, we have multiple of this. Excuse me. All this after work and day, after work and midnight code for decades makes me a little bit tired, and probably you should not repeat that at home for health reasons. Media lib YUV. Patterns, exactly the file you want to see here. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is in Neon. So I don't write Neon assembly every day. Actually, did I re-enable that? I remember. Okay, so the good news is the Mesa drivers built then. So that is the Mesa drivers not building was indeed we had selected in the stupid GCC default architecture of not defaulting to Neon for that. So the good news is we built all the Mesa Neon code. The bad news is Firefox code breaks. Also not CD, but yeah, the only constant is the stuff breaking. So this module is for GCC Neon, so either that regressed since 2011, we are the only ones trying to build it, I have no idea. But I will also simply disable that. Like if you want to fix this Neon assembly, which may or may not be broken and stuff, then a patch is welcome. If not that, use Neon or that. And that is a problem also. Yes, I'm sounding like a broken record, but like with all the build systems, right? And you probably see me, it's my second nature. I basically hate all the build systems, and like instead of like 4 reasonable build systems, we have so many sucking build systems, right? And for every bloody major package you need to get familiar with their stupid build systems. And where would that be? Maybe in like if we have one thing too much, then it's freaking build systems. But you probably disagree and leave in the comments below, because I really don't appreciate to decipher and stuff all this stupid build system stuff, declare args, because I'm not interested in whatever freaking build systems that was. Build with Chromium. Is this even used? Current CPU ARM use Neon. Did I fix file that, or how did I? So the question is, does that, what do they say, use that? So either that or, no, I think it did build, wait a second, ARM. Wait, this is ARM, which is it even? ARM version 7. This should theoretically have Neon. No, I don't know if that will regenerate this. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Or, I mean, maybe it is using Clang. I mean, they said GCC. I mean, the problem is also GCC's, like building Firefox with GCC is unsupported. The problem is with this parallel build system, okay, this recursive edited fair. It still fails on that one. So I can't be sure what of this bloody build systems they use here now. Maybe use this instead, maybe the others for Chromium. Maybe this code only works for ARM64, because ARM64 doesn't have prefix for the instructions. So maybe that is a ARM, 32-bit ARM versus, what do they, or maybe we simply patch that away or stuff. ARM version 7 or target ARM and ARM version greater 7, or holy fucking shit, you had me at all these ticks and braces. So ARM version whatnot stuff, or so basically good luck counting. Target arch ARM and ARM neon optional. Man, what build system language from hell is that? Actually, I wasn't this bad. So tick here and or tick there, braces around this shit. And you can't make the syntax up. Was it even freaking TOML? Is this does it look like JSON? Man, what people YOLO together to build freaking shit. Hey, our freaking Rust build for ARM version 5 TE. So the only other freaking thing, so that's still more. So I don't know if they regenerate this stuff. We could try if we fix file diff and regenerate this, if that is enough, or what they even freaking use here in this bloody build system. Did we patched it? Let's redo that. Just to be sure, we need to waste, it is pointless to YOLO around longer in this bloody build system nonsense. Leave in the comments below how impressed you are by the dozens of build systems that all suck differently. And the state of Rust target definitions. So that is compiling along. We could so that is a freestanding patch. We commit that. But yeah, live on this channel, patching Rust for 486, 386, ARM version 5 TE, ARM version 6, ARM, GNU, eABI, hard float. Give it a thumbs up. Patreon, GitHub sponsorship, YouTube membership. Or just share, like, and subscribe to support this craziness that apparently nobody else wants to do. Patched Rust scene for ARM version 5 TE version 6 GNU ABI hard float. Does that make sense? Is it without typos? I guess so. I mean, maybe there's still a typo in there, but if so, we will find later. Sometime soon. Why did this not? Did we still have touched the log file? So then the stuff is building. Our Horizon is hopefully happily loaded. Right, so the other thing is Rust. Optimizations, and so we need to remove, I mean, it's not ideal. But Rust, ARM, VFP, Neon, optimization options. And that is the thing, right? For every, how many, I understand people want a better, like C thugs, people implement a new language, C++, D, C#, FE, Zig, Rust, Swift, Objective-C, Fortran, ADA, and so on. But the problem is the lack of standard, and at least, I mean, sure, some details, again, as seen in this video, some details suck with GCC2 here in the ARM land. But for the 95% where it doesn't suck, why did they not implement an LLVM Clang Rust the same, right? So now I need to, like for GCC we need, because the problem is now for GCC we need ARM version whatever plus VFP plus FP plus SIMD. You can't make this shit up. And not even to mention that LLVM Rust does not support all the same options, like they don't support G5, cell, and other variants elsewhere. Like it's not only IBM, Sony, Toshiba, PF3 cell stuff. It's, I mean, not even to mention IBM, Apple G5. Apple G5, I work around it with renaming our options, so I rename G5 to 970 or so FX or whatever. But yeah, this is silly in my opinion. Do they have like options for like adding? So they have here GCC. Do they have? Where do they have? Do they have Rust? Why do they not have Rust? And yes, like yeah, look at this stuff, right? Neon for 64-bit. And people thought x86 as a mess and a complex mess. So you have not seen ARM, which also I mostly stayed out of the ARM ecosystem, right? I hated it for decades with a passion. This incompatible mess they created, I so distaste that. Do they very here? I wanted Rust. Why is this? This is not freaking Rust. Did I not hit Rust? I basically wanted to find out if they have additional options of. Here is also similar stuff of other people being amazed. Also, maybe they just used the arch triplets wrong in 2016, but target features. So ARM triple default ARM version, like yeah, and there was just one ARM hardflow triplet and that defaulted to ARM version 6, but it's not there anymore. We just had to recreate that, but yeah. Okay, so target features. So let's see if we can find Rust Neon. So how would you have multiple? We would need. Okay, here's target feature FP Neon. Can we specify the multiple, or we could try? So what we may be able to try to do then, so we would need to split this shit. Here in cell, I custom over right here cell. So what we basically would need to do is split the ARM stuff, like, and in optional feature things. And split them here to target feature, and probably, like, what do we have here? Rust MCPU. Basically split this here to target features, like replace every plus thing. It's like, yeah, you can't make this complexity up, right? 25 years of marvelous engineering standing on the shoulders of these giants brought us this stuff. So basically we need to split that. I will do that later. And then mCPU equals removing all this mCPU trailing like that probably. Should we? It's theoretically ARM ARM or not sure if ARM. Yeah. I would want to have a trace of that. MCPU that probably should work like that, shouldn't it? And so what's going on there? We're still building that. I wonder if we're... Because the thing is with this stupid build systems, which, I mean, thankfully built in parallel, but I also really don't like that. It's somewhat hilarious that many of this, probably it's using make in the background, especially with make, but also with others, it runs at times for minutes, even on some epic thread ripping monster, yeah, like this latest AMD CPUs, for minutes, like 5 minutes, although there is already an error, which it makes sense to already peek into here of that and see if we have not yet LLVM. Maybe it didn't fail yet. So this is what we need to patch. So ARM version 7A should... I mean, maybe... this is... shit. Probably I don't. It probably doesn't work like that. I wonder what happens. Maybe we simply ignore this because FP, I guess LLVM does not support that. Maybe it would need the FP2 and 3, and then maybe it would make sense to change it though. So that is further to do then. Not. Okay, actually we see this already scrolling by here. Although it's not used here, so that works as... Maybe I make this a to-do, so that basically is somewhat pre-tested. Make some noise. Target feature, what is the target feature equals, right? But for that we would need to, so that is a Rust thing, right? I wonder, I mean, they default to Neon anyway. It would be mostly in operation. I wonder, I mean, for that, I used FP for the simplicity because the GCC defaults to VFP2 and 3, respectively, for ARM version 6 and version 7. But maybe for Rust, then, I mean, actually, wait a second, we can look this up. It should probably be the same features as we just patched in here for ARM. So that features here should be the same feature string. So yeah, so that should be VFP version 2. So basically, I mean, it is mostly in operation, except for Neon, and then yeah, so it gets crazy complex, which is in general why this stuff should be jitted. There should be long, like generic, like similar to Open. To Vulkan, OpenCL, Spear V, whatever, virtual like scalable vector extension stuff that's auto dynamically jitted for the few multimedia hot paths, but speaking here in my ideal perfectional word. Okay, this failed, of course, because it failed. It still fails the same. So we didn't. Maybe these bloody files are not used. Maybe they are imported from sharing that with freaking Chrome. Potentially, something of that sort. That is unfortunate. I mean, was it build or object dear? Object dear. Yeah, this is so annoying that even due to the nature of gazillion build systems, error? What the heck? Yeah, basically that's mostly it. Also cargo. ARM version 5 TE is not a recognized feature. That is unfortunate. Wait, that is ignored anyway. So yeah, that does not yet work. Why do we have ARM version 5 plus? Where is this plus? Oh, this must come from our... Oh, this is, wait a second, this has... Should this not have VFP version 2? So much to celebrating that this patch worked. But that's of course a thing. You only find later. I mean, you constantly need to fix stuff, and where's the freaking error? Because they say it's ignored. Don't see any diagnostic possible. Unresolved imports. Okay, actually it would mostly build except this warnings. But this is not in, here comes our macro dependency stuff. It's simply not in, can actually skip this for a second. So we only need to patch in our new, so yeah, the amazing state of Rust build system and infrastructure, amazing meant not right, recurring theme on this channel. So now we would need we would need to render all the bloody cross-beam stuff, previous video there last 2 weeks ago, and patch, which probably we do already for this patching, and then we would, I mean, I could check that. This is so hilarious. This is like so totally, and that is why I can't follow as many good properties as Rust has. It is really unfortunate that I need to what do I want to say? So yeah, as good as the some core language features is the Solana infrastructure, simply is not something that I can fall in love with. But I also need to be, I can't sit here and tell you like it's amazing when it's not. This is, it's not amazing. And I only know this, normally you would need to debug that, right? I only know this because I'm only getting familiar with all this infrastructure. So ARM, all our freaking targets would need to go in here, which is certainly hilarious. Wait a second. Why is that non-EABI? What? Why is this not Linux? Why is this no atomic cars? Why are here no? I guess whatever. Only cross-mutants use these. Whatever, crazy mess here of random bullshit. Wait, that's the wrong target. Can never have too many unsupported targets. Yeah, is that not amazing technology? If that is not the future of computing, then I don't know what is. Certainly we keep all ourselves busy with patching random bullshit. I'm not sure if we need this for ARM version. Exactly sehr viel ARM. So yeah, with that I don't know, but maybe not. They don't have ARM version 7 in here. So I don't know, should we patch? I mean, they don't have FreeBSD, NetBSD targets in here, so let's see if that fixes something. We still need to, yeah. So and recurringly, I'm really sorry to say, but that I'm getting frustrated with this stuff, right? I really don't appreciate trying to figure out how to quirk patch and stuff away that I mean, very theoretically I could simply maybe I mean, the irony is that I think they already don't build that. Oh, wait a second, this unit test. So they have here like, if not disable, no, whatever. So as it is now. Because it still doesn't fix that. The only constant is patching and repatching. should it be maybe the target feature? Not plus V5 TE, but it probably should be plus VFP 2 and 3 and Neon and or Neon 2. So yeah, maybe we simply define that globally. And what happens here with our SED? SED ARM version type 5 unknown Linux. Why does that not do something? Or is that, wait a second, is it pre-patch? Is that pre-patch, or maybe that is the thing? Why do we do that pre-patch? Was it, or at what hook level do we do that? Maybe at, right, we pre-patch, shit. We pre-patch that because if we patch that, we need to have that rendered. Shit. Maybe it is better to explicitly do that then. Because so we obviously need to render that pre-patch, but maybe we should substitute it then post-patch. Oh, what a mess. And if you wonder why all this hook sequences and priorities and stuff are like this, and because of exactly such complexities, so then we need to manually do that, unfortunately. Do we have post-patch or pre? Probably don't have post-patch, right? Do we call this? Do we have post-patch? Oh. Why do we have post-patch and pre-conf? But whatever. The only thing is I need to change all uses of that. That probably could potentially fix that. And here I will probably try to build without this bloody neon shit. It's ridiculous. Actually, you know what? Let's check if it even freaking works. TM. Let's append gcc per disable neon 1. Yeah, but all I wanted is Firefox, and all I got was patch marathon. As usual, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Patreon, membership, all the other good stuff. And the other thing is, even with all this patching, I can't be sure that Firefox works. I have this for 486. I patched Firefox the other day to work compile. So, okay, this fixes cargo. So I patched. Unfortunately, we need to patch each freaking vendor. Yeah. I'm not amused by this Rust target. We would need to patch each freaking vendor target thing. It is hilarious. Oh man. Probably Rust will fail now too, because probably Rust needs the same. Maybe I should make an SED list of targets to synthesize in this freaking no atomics bullshit. And all for stuff I wouldn't even want to use. So What is failing now? Cool. FFT stuff of doesn't. Is this in? So that, and that is why we tested that. Is that in this? What the heck? So this is obvious other code. I would guess it's unrelated. Can't mix this stuff up. Doesn't even look like this has some disablement. There's mods build. Doesn't look very conditional. More. What a disappointment. Didn't even patch that, so why is that size? Maybe they don't have. Maybe that is not set. Have neon. And you can't mix this shit up. I really don't appreciate this handwritten assembler stuff. So yes, expected, Rust also fails. So the Canadian cross-compiled Rust wouldn't surprise me if that is, yeah, cross-beam utils. Of course it is. Let's see if copying that magically fixes that. But maybe I should, I mean, I don't want to patch every freaking Rust thing, so maybe we should simply create an SED expression of auto-injecting all the missing targets in there, because it doesn't scale to patch those hundreds of micro. I mean, it's only sometimes some, but it's adds up to all the each and every freaking Rust package used. So, but oops. It's a recurring theme why I can't get why Rust doesn't get me hot anymore. So what was their name for? Oh darn, wait a second. It was wrong, I think it was hotfix. What was there? What was there? Did they also use vendor? Which freaking file name did they use? But yeah, you can sit here hour after hour, and at the end, then some hand-tuned assembly code doesn't build in whatever breaking ways and build system corrects and stuff. That's basically it for this video. It's probably getting repetitive and boring. Just another after work report here of the state of single instruction, multiple data optimization, and Rust micro dependencies, and amazing toolchain stuff here. What was there? Was it vendor? Actually multiple. Cross-beam. Yeah, cross-beam digits also twice. Oh man, you can't make this up. I have no further words. Do you? And this is why I probably tonight create a SED expression for that. Was it 088? Let's hope it applies like that. It's getting a little bit, yeah. And this Firefox, yeah, you get all the infrastructure there that it could build, but then what even was the, so maybe it doesn't have, let's see, what do we get for ARM version 7? Should this not have? It has ARM Neon. So yeah, apparently some versions have Neon or whatever. I may or may not continue with it later. I also probably put T2 clean. But yeah, my to-do is, with all my best efforts of working day and night on all the details, it's growing and growing. It is. SED patch or edit Rust. It's like it's, yeah. And that may not even work actually, because we just removed there this additional SED line. Oh wait, do we? What was the name even? Update arch. No, why do we not need that? Should this not be in here? Oh wait, do we not run some cargo? Why do we not have that in here? Comments, they are really interested in learning Linux kernel and how to compile it. Can you help me begin? Well, compiling is easy. Just make kconfig and make it. So this is basically read the freaking kernel documentation of how to build it. Which, I mean, building the kernel is super easy, right? This is like step -1 or so. That is really end user material, not like. Anyway, why? Let me think. Why? Here we patch them all. CC based linking and multiple. Okay, that is probably not. Okay, we do that here. And that is okay. That's actually, but I would still say we probably should SED synthesize the missing targets and all of it. Oh wait, this was also wrong. I didn't want to rebuild Firefox as it will fail anyway. But now we need to rebuild it anyway because we are at times not very. Yeah, so this neon thing, it is ridiculous. 32-bit are not supported architecture anymore. Undefined reference to what? How is that a thing? How does this have no one? Set standard library somehow incompatible. Maybe we are not building the matching binaries with regards to hard float and stuff. Anyway, crazy complexity, crazy brave new world.